It's about that time of day again. Welcome to your nightly newsletter, boys and girls. My name is Joseph James. Tuesday evening, March 31st, 2015. In tonight's trading newsletter, we're wrapping up the month of March. We're putting the nail in the coffin here to wrap up one of the best first quarters we've seen in almost 10 years. That's right, last few hours of the first quarter of 2015, ahead of a long weekend, Easter weekend coming around the corner, and we got some bears in the markets this evening. We start out this evening with crude oil. The black gold is bearish, but we've got two bear channels we're watching here for tomorrow. These bear channels, lower lows, lower highs, continue to tell us to stay patient for those selling opportunities up near the highs of those channels. We've got some great resistance areas to look out for tomorrow, and we've got some great targets waiting for us at those channel lows on crude. Moving from the black gold to the gold, the yellow metal, gold futures. This market is also trending lower this evening and trading right near the highs of its bear channels. This tells us to stay focused on selling resistance levels overhead on our way all the way back down to those channel lows. We got some excellent measured move targets waiting for you guys on gold, and as you can see, we got a great jam-packed newsletter in store for you guys and gals this evening. But before we begin, please remember, I teach all of our students how to create these charts as well as how to trade each of these levels of support and resistance. All you got to do is become an advanced member here at SchoolOfTrade.com, and I will not only teach you exactly how I do all of this every day, but I'll show it to you in real time every day in our live trade room. I also want to remind you before we jump into our charts this evening to make sure you're watching this video on our trading blog here at SidewaysMarkets.com. There are 3 reasons why it is in your best interest to make sure you get over here to Sideways Markets. There is a link right below the video. If you're watching it on our YouTube channel right now, in the description of the video, you'll find that link. The first thing, you can download all the charts you'll see me using this evening. Every chart I'm using this evening, you'll see it able to be downloaded. Just follow that link right below the video. Second thing here, we got a free pass for you guys to come out and attend our live trade room as a guest of mine here at School of Trade. If you're not a member at School of Trade and you'd like to see what it feels like to be in our trade room, right? Test drive our membership to our live trade room, I got a free pass for you guys. Don't forget, we also have a great free trial on our homepage. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. And the third thing is, we have a mailing list for our nightly newsletter to go out every evening right around 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Now you never have to worry about when the newsletter is published. I'll just go ahead and send you an email once it's ready to be viewed this evening. All I need is your name and your email address. Just a heads up though, if you join the newsletter mailing list or if you grab the free pass, make sure you check your inbox. I'm going to send you a verification email. If it's not in your inbox, check your junk, your spam, any other folders might be out there, and you'll see that verification email. All right, don't forget, download those charts, and you can use them on your own computer tomorrow morning. All righty? I think we're ready to rock and roll. Wrapping up the last few hours of the first quarter. Yeah, best first quarter we've seen in over 8 years, right? Pretty darn impressive, especially with all the hubbub that's going on in this world of ours right now, right? U.S. economy keeps on plugging out. Let's see here. Starting out with the yellow metal, the gold futures. Gold clearly trending lower. We didn't get that big drop off the highs that I was expecting. This leaves the door wide open here for buyers to try one more time as we go higher, or try to go higher before we make that collapse. As you can see though, gold is trending lower this evening. We're trading near the highs of this bear channel, right? Trying to come back down. We're going to use these channel lows as our targets. But bottom line right now though is if you miss the selling opportunity that we advised from last night's newsletter, well, it's too late right now. So now we have to wait. If you didn't get short yesterday, or today I should say, then of course now we got to wait. We're going to continue to look for selling opportunities at these resistance areas listed above. So if you missed the short, the easy money selling here will come after another push higher here. Look at the measured move. That gives you a little bit of guidance there as far as where you'd expect this price to push higher here in tomorrow's session. Most likely up to the BMT and possibly all the way up to that 93.4 before we come back down. So if we go higher, stay patient. Obviously, if we go higher, there will be some aggressive buying opportunities. Just remember, though, you're counter-trend trading if you're buying here right now. Smart traders will wait patiently as the price goes higher, looking for ways to sell, sell, and sell at these resistance areas. What if price goes lower? If price goes lower, just be aware you do have critical support waiting here from 80.9 to 79.6. If we do go lower, we're looking for ways to sell retracements on the way down. And then don't forget, we've got targets waiting for us. The low of this channel will make for a great profit target. You've got a measured move support target at 67.1. I don't think we'll get there tomorrow, but we know that's going to be something to keep an eye on for later on this week. Don't forget, we do have a short week this week with the Good Friday holiday on Friday, right ahead of Easter Sunday. So bottom line, though, is best trades are going to come after the price comes back up. If you missed the short we talked about last night, if it goes lower, we're selling retracements. And if it goes lower, don't forget, I'm going to be giving you guys updated levels tomorrow in our trade room. Don't forget to come out and see me, and we'll give you guys the guidance on that if you need it. All right, guys, don't forget, we trade all these markets live in real time in our trade room, so come out and join us. Moving forward here on that gold, we know we're bearish. Now let's zoom in a little bit closer here. So we're going to take that anchor chart. Take that old anchor chart. Let's zoom in right on this area right here, and let's find out where we have a little bit more opportunities here. We open up now a tick chart. As you can see, much different look to this chart. Zoomed way in. Why do I use a tick chart? Because it's a little bit more accurate. You get a little bit more detail, right? You can see the wicks, the bodies, the open, high, low, close levels. It gives me the ability to really get my hands dirty on this chart and give you some more precise guidance on this. So nothing different here. We're definitely trending lower this evening and trading right near the highs of this big long-term channel. If I zoom out on this a little bit, you can see we get a nice long-term channel there for you, and we're rotating off those highs. When we come off those range highs, we come off this this channel high, we're gonna try to rotate back down to that channel low, right? That's how these markets work. So we go from the high down to the low, back to the high, and well, we're gonna try to make our way down to the low. If you look a little bit closer at this though, you'll notice we had a little trading range right here, right? Just a little guy. And of course, we got a fake out breakout to the upside. Now remember, if you take my trial, I'm going to teach you all about this stuff. But one of the things you learn in my trial about our price patterns is that the first time we break out of a trading range is oftentimes a failure, right? That's where the word FOBO or fake out breakout comes from, right? So we go up. We should have been able to keep going. We try and we fail. And again, that's another clue now. The fact that we have that FOBO, right, that fake out breakout at the range highs, we try to go up, knee-jerk reaction to the opposite direction, and then so we get the top of the bear channel, we get the FOBO at the highs, and then you'll notice there's this little teeny, just cute little bearish channel we have here forming. And of course, we know that when we break a bear channel, the sellers will try for a second try, right, to get back down. Not confirmed yet. What I'd be looking for, though, right now is a retest of that high here and then making the move back down. Either way, though, we're definitely bearish. We're looking to sell, 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 sell at resistance areas overhead. If it just rolls over and plays dead, look for a measured move. Okay, that's why I tried to put these little arrows in here. It's so difficult for me to predict right ahead of time so much until I know what it looks like tomorrow morning at about 7 a.m. Eastern time. Actually, be closer to 6 a.m. for gold. Gold is an early morning market. Crude will be waking up a little bit later than gold. But bottom line though is if we do just roll over here though, look for this to become a fake out break. A measured move. Difficult to tell where it will be going, but I'm definitely continuing to look for selling opportunities here. Just depends on how far we go, and then again, measured move would be a great target. Difficult to give you a measured move target in the short term. If you look at the longer term measured move though, you'll see we got, and again, this is going to be a little bit outside of our daily range for gold tomorrow, but keep that in mind as you go lower, and especially if you're a longer term seller on gold right now, you should be able to hold on to a portion of this and keep on going. So as we go lower, don't forget, keep an eye out for a short-term measured move. Keep an eye on the what we call the midline, right? This was the low of the channel from yesterday, right? Keep an eye on that midline for a target, at the low for a target, and then again, depending on how far we can push, 66.9, that measured move support all the way down. Gold looking pretty good, right? Gold looking pretty good. Seems like we got everything lining up nicely here on gold. And again, we're going to stay focused on being a seller right now on the gold. You may have some short-term buying opportunities, but remember, be careful out there if you're a buyer right now on the yellow metal. How about some black gold? How about the crude oil, the Texas tea? We got bearish market on crude today. We've been bearish quite a bit this year so far. We haven't really seen much of a bearish tone. If my memory is correct, I think we only had a couple days this year so far where we've had the confidence to be calling this a bull market, right? We're clearly in a bearish market. You can see here we've got two bear channels. We have this long-term channel. Now, this long-term channel, this is one of those channels we kind of call a dead man walking, right? It kind of broke down here. It undershot the low, didn't overshoot the high. Really, this long-term channel, in my opinion, what's going to happen is the levels you get off this long-term channel will be a little bit weaker than the ones you're going to get off the short-term channel, just because you can see we kind of rattled around the highs and lows of this. Bottom line is this longer-term channel has been broken before to the downside, didn't overshoot the high, so it's definitely confirming the bear side here, but I just don't think anybody's being surprised by it, right? I don't think anybody's getting caught off guard by it. So the longer-term channel definitely confirms direction. I would definitely be easing on the side of the short-term channel as the more important channel levels right now. So again, as we go lower here, use the resistance levels overhead as areas to sell, and then use the support levels below as areas to buy back or cover that short, right? Take your profit. Again, keep an eye on this low right here, that channel low, because you'll notice one thing we can see is a great rotation from top to bottom, top, and then we'd assume back to the bottom. So if we get back up here tonight, again, overnight, if we do push higher, I'm looking to sell at resistance levels overhead. If we keep on going lower, just be careful selling these lows here on crude. My main focus is going to be waiting for price to get up towards these highs and then sell it back down. Up towards these highs and then sell it back down. Follow the trend, my friends. Follow the trend here right now. And again, use those channel lows, use those extension support levels, use those measured move support levels. Let's not forget, just about a week ago, those bulls got bailed out of jail, right? We were testing 39s a week ago. And if you remember, the $5 difference between the 415 and the 515 contract gave those bulls new life again. Everybody started talking about we're going back to 100 again. Guys, we're clearly on a pace here to get right back to where we came from. The volume's been pretty low this week. Volume has been pretty low this week with the end of the month, the end of the quarter. I'll be very interested to see when the volume comes back. Okay, when the volume comes back, where do we go from there? That's what's really going to be the big clue. If we push lower on a big volume day later on this week, you know that's going to be a big sign that we're probably going to see 40s here in the next, well, sometime in April, right? But again, stay focused to the downside right now until we see something change, right? No sense in fixing something that ain't broken. And last but not least, we have a lot of stuff on this chart. I always hesitate to put so much stuff on a chart, right? We're going to trim this down tomorrow morning when we open up our trade room. Obviously, there's a lot on this chart. But you can see this quite a bit here, and it's all pointing to the downside. There's really not a lot to confuse us. It's just there's a lot of levels to be considering here right now. Let's take a look at these one by one. First of all, the most important thing, remember, is direction. We are definitely bearish. We're seeing lower lows. We're seeing lower highs. There's no question about that. We also can see, too, I would say, besides being a bearish trend, the second most important thing is this trading range, right? I mean, literally, we have started at 48 and ended at 48 on Monday and Tuesday this week. We started actually on Sunday night, right? We came out at 48. Went up, came back down, back up to 48 on Monday evening. This morning, we started at 48, went back up to 49, came back down to 47.5, right? Back up to 48. So we're definitely sticking around that 48 area. The key component right now, though, is just keep looking for selling opportunities up at the highs. Aggressive traders can try to buy these lows, but I think you're really playing with fire being a buyer on any of these markets right now, gold and crude. So for my crude oil traders out there, price action's bearish. We got the trading range, and we have two bear channels. Now, look, this is important. We got two bear channels. There's a longer-term bear channel. Okay, again, sell the high, take your profit at the low. Right? Remember the rotation. If we keep going lower, you'll notice we just came off that high, right? So we just came off that channel high. We should continue to go lower here. It's difficult because it has been low volume at the end of the quarter, and you're running right into that range low right now. So what should happen is we should continue the rotation back down to the channel low before we start going back up, and then we'll look to sell it right back down again. So if you're in Asia, if you're in Europe, and we push through, keep selling those retracements, and you got your targets waiting for you here, I would say there's a good chance here, unless we go back up to these highs before we open the doors tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., there's a good chance we might be down here at this 46.77. As professional traders, we get paid to anticipate, but we always wait for proof. So don't just guess and sell right now because you're right at the low of that range. What I'd be looking for is a breakdown, a retrace, and go. This measured move gives us an easy target, and it basically tells us try not to bite off too much so you can chew here. I would imagine that 46.77 is going to be about all we can get in one move here on the way back down before trying to make a run back up, and then another range expansion target at 46.24. I'd love to think we make it all the way down to 46.24 tomorrow, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Just the way we've seen so far this week, hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully we'll get some great volume tomorrow to kick off the second quarter and to kick off the month of April. I promise no April Fools for me tomorrow. All right, no shenanigans in my trade room tomorrow. I promise you that. All right, I'm not going to be sending out any emails saying I've retired from day trading or anything of that craziness. Okay, we're all business. Well, maybe not all business, but the majority of it is business as usual here at School of Trade tomorrow morning for April 1st. Feel free to indulge in the April foolery, right, on your own time, though, that's for sure. Enjoy your April Fool's Day tomorrow. I know I will be partaking with a few choice friends of mine, that's for sure. So, crude oil's bearish, big long-term bear channel, and then look closely. I wanted to make sure we define this one. Here's a good example of an unconfirmed short-term bear channel. Why do I call it unconfirmed? Well, because you look low, 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 but only one high. Now, what's really a big clue about this is that we have the midline. The midline is clearly acting as resistance. So that gives us a lot of interest up around these highs right now. Now, again, tomorrow morning, we'll extend out that channel high. We'll extend out that midline. We'll start looking for selling opportunities up around this 48.5 area, possibly all the way up to the 49s. But again, nothing has changed. I'm giving you resistance levels overhead. Where you see a resistance level, look for that selling pattern to get into that trade. Don't guess. Wait for proof. Wait for the entry trigger, either a reversal pattern or a failed buy pattern at the highs, or wait for it to make the turn and then wave continuation patterns as we go lower. Again, I think the trickiest part of this is going to be if we go lower here overnight. You're going to definitely see some traps waiting for you down at these lows. So just be careful. Don't buy these lows. Wait for the break, wait for the retrace, and then get the appropriate entry trigger. And again, I wouldn't try to get much more out of it in this first push down than that 46.77 if we go lower here overnight, right? If we do make it back up, we may have to adjust this measure move if we do push a little bit higher here, right? So definitely keep selling at those resistance areas overhead, kids. Keep taking that profit at those green support levels, the measured move support, the channel low support. And don't forget, you're not alone out there, guys and gals. You're not alone out there. If you're struggling to learn the language of the markets, remember, guys, all the indicators in the world are not going to help you translate this language. You need the knowledge. You need a strategy. And you need somebody here to hold you accountable, making sure you're doing it the right way every day. That's what I do every day in my trade room. Don't forget, grab your free pass. Come out and see me tomorrow afternoon as a guest in our trade room. Join the newsletter mailing list. Download those charts for today. And if you happen to have some free time, don't forget, we get the best free trial in the business. I've been doing this longer than anyone else online. I'll prove it to you. You're going to learn more with me in 1 week of my free trial than you will anywhere else on the interwebs. I'll promise you that. We have 3 levels of membership: beginner, intermediate, and advanced, and we always have someone standing by to help you guys out 24/7, 365. Shall we do it again tomorrow? I think we will. Monday through Thursday evening, I do my newsletter. Don't forget to register for the mailing list. Don't forget to send this out to a friend. Join the free trial. And by all means, enjoy the first day of April. Boy, the month of March, like I said last night, is always one of the most challenging of the year. Good riddance to you, March. Great month. Gotta love it, right? I came into this world in the month of March. Great month. But onward and upward, we go into the second quarter and the month of April. I'm looking forward to it. Hope you guys are too. I'll see you tomorrow. My name is Joseph. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye for now.